Body Ritual Among the Nacirema, written by Horace Minor, gives a description of American culture from the perspective of one foreign to the way of life or culture of America. The descriptions used do a great job of presenting how cultures, when viewed for the first time, can be seen as quite strange. This was shown well in the description of George Washington's feats and the founding of America. An observation I made while reading was that two forms of notation were given in the description of Nacirema culture. The first was instances that were notable as familiar, such as washing one's face in the morning or applying holy water as it was described. Holy water was a description that best applied to the researcher's memory bank or knowledge of knowledge. Secondly, oftentimes things that were seen as more strange were described as magical, such as pills or doctors. What this showed me was that often when we describe observations in our own culture, we treat it as sensible. However, when an object or event seems strange, then we may view the entire culture or people as strange and lacking sense. Within the densely populated hubs in the Nacirema nation generally lies the Nacirema people. They were taken to the Nacirema lands, not by their own choice. Yet, over time, they were recognized by name and writing as one with the Nacirema. In communities heavily populated by the Naciremas is a ritual site for who can be assumed are community representatives, similar to a town hall. Interestingly, the youth are welcomed in these meetings, and the elderly are scarcely represented. Observation of a conversation is a fascinating experience, as the conversation goes from jovial and laugh-filled to serious in a sporadic yet nearly consistent manner. Most fascinating is the leaders of these town halls. They subject themselves to a form of servitude throughout the meeting as they stand and engrave patterns into the scalp of the currently seated members. At these meetings, there is often an instrument in the shape of a rectangle or square that seizes focus from the members sitting in the chair. This instrument is not played by people, and instead appears to be fueled by Nacirema magic. With the constant laughing and the magic box, I find it difficult to understand how truly productive meetings can take place. This story describes the description of a black barbershop in modern-day America. On the website, Left of Black, an affiliate with Duke University, is the history of the black barbershop in America. The original black barbershop was led by free black males and hired enslaved black males who would share their earnings with their master. This spanned from 1600 to around 1850. From 1860 to 1890, the Emancipation Proclamation allowed black barbershops to flourish and some to become wealthy. The reason behind this is that cutting hair was seen as much a slave occupation as was collecting a coat or shining shoes. So, throughout American history, white individuals had become accustomed to going to black barbershops in order to get their hair cut. After the 1890s, a change took place. Segregation was prevalent in America. Now black communities were established and barbers were segregated to these communities. This, however, shaped and formed the unity of barbershops as portrayed today. Barbershops would become in tune with their community, understanding middle class, working class, and unemployed individuals coming into their shop. This greatly helped African Americans coming in the Great Migration from the South, who in discussing with a barber would identify where to receive an adequate help. Today, unity is continued in the black barbershop, as many conversations on black culture and various topics enthrall the barbershop. The black barbershop has evolved from a service for white Americans into a staple of black culture. This evolution was beneficial for Southerners traveling north during the Great Migration, and this evolution is beneficial in the modern age. Black barbershops are direct access to a workforce represented by black individuals, in touch with social issues of the day. In conjunction to this, As hairstyles have evolved, so has the ability of barbers in these shops. In a school environment, neighborhood, or professional outlook that is non-supportive or unrepresentative of black men, a black man can find a haven in the black barbershop. The barbershop provides a location to share endearing moments and experiences with other African Americans, Africans, Jamaicans, etc. Adequate representation is a welcome sight in minority communities, which is shown in the data. A report done by UCLA found that the majority of movie tickets sold in 2017 were of those featuring more than 20% minority.